Welcome to another episode of Education Leadership Real Talks. I'm your host, Julio Villalobos from Celsius, and today I have the privilege of speaking with Dr. Hisham Abdesalam, president of the Egyptian e-learning university and a distinguished academic leader driving transformative changes in education. Dr. Abdesalam brings over 2 decades of leadership experience, having led critical initiatives on digital transformations and innovations in higher education. Today, we will focus on building a connected university, like how to bring digital transformation to scale blended learning and student engagement. So, Dr. Abdesalam, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Okay, thanks, Julio. It's a pleasure to be here today as well.
Okay, so let's start. So, could you start by telling us a bit about your background and the vision behind the Egyptian e-learning university?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. My name is Hisham Abdesalam. Originally, I'm a professor of operations research and decision support at the Faculty of Computers and Artificial Intelligence in Cairo University. I received my PhD and master degree in engineering with a focus on systems management. My experience extends to cover areas of optimization, strategic and operations management, service process improvement, and digital transformation. I joined the EELU, the Egyptian e-learning university, in 2019, first as a vice president for innovation and development, then as an acting president in 2020, and finally I was appointed as a president to EELU at 2022. EELU established, in fact, in 2008, and our first cohort was in 2009. We started the education process. The objective of, or the vision behind EELU was to serve as a role model for integrating information and communication technologies in higher education, in Egypt first and then in the region, of course. The vision was to be a leading in the area on this, the use of e-learning, and to be advocacy for e-learning in the region, with three main objectives at that time, in fact. First one, to increase accessibility to less served governorates in Egypt, less served area, where private sector cannot support the public universities much in these areas. Second objective was to aligning education with the market needs, the modern market needs, and changing from day to day. The second objective was fostering the culture of continuing education by allowing people who their work status cannot afford the regular or traditional kind of education to join university and to get another degree, in fact, in higher education. The nature of EELU is rather unique, if you allow to describe it. EELU operates through a network of centers, education centers, located within public universities in Egypt. So now we have 14 education centers and 13 governments. We are covering Egypt from the north, Alexandria, to Aswan at the most south. We offer two kinds of degrees, our standalone degrees or joint programs with these public universities. So here in fact, we serve as a hub or a network that connects these public universities, allowing them to share resources. And most important resource is the faculty members, which you might have distinguished professor in some discipline in a university who is not available in another university and so on. They were able to share their experience through our networks. So this was the vision behind EELU, the established of EELU.
So thank you very much, Dr. Abdesalam, for that vision behind your university. So let's settle the scenes. So Egyptian e-learning university, as you mentioned, was founded in 2008 to expand access to higher education in Egypt. So let me ask you, please, what inspired the creation of this model, and how has it evolved over the years to address Egyptian education needs?
The basic idea of EELU was to be a self-paced education, where you have complete produced courses, and the student will access the course and study on its own. But by time, in fact, when we started, we changed this vision to be the kind of model we are using now. It's a blended education. In a blended education, you get the advantage of several things, from face-to-face meetings and face-to-face work online, and of course learning and self-learning experience. So we take the advantage of several approaches, learning and teaching approach. On one hand, we have students can access online courses, online material on our platform, and online lectures, and participate in virtual classrooms. This will provide them with flexibility and accessibility. On the other hand, you do not want to miss your student life, your universe life, which is an important part of your personal life, in fact. So we have enhanced learning experience through face-to-face meetings on the lectures and the class, and hands-on classrooms in the university, and the students' activities, either sports or social or other activities that will make your student life more attractive in the university.
Yeah, so thank you very much for that initial help to address the settled scenes. So let me go through the challenges. So you have shared that when you become president, the Egyptian e-learning university faced critical challenges like outdated infrastructure, limited student engagement, and complexity of operations across dispersed education centers. So let me ask you, please, what were the most pressing issues that you had to address, and how did these challenges impact the university growth?
Okay, thank you. I can classify the challenges I faced in 2020 in threefold. The first one is internal factors. In fact, in internal, the first within internal factors comes the first and top priority, of course, what I just described, the complicated nature of EELU. EELU is not one campus. It's, you can consider it 14 campuses. So you have students not around you, as we are know in traditional university. They are located everywhere in Egypt. So with this position, you still have the management, the management, both academic and administrative, located in Cairo. So you need a seamless coordination between these all locations, these 15 locations, and the increasing hope. The second barrier was technological barrier. When the university was established in 2008, it was a state-of-the-art technology, using state-of-the-art technology. By time, of course, and you are an expert in this, ICT evolves from day to day, even now from hour to hour. So by 2020, we were faced by all the systems that we needed either outdated or does not exist. So this was the second point. The third one was the lack of significant activities of students. So students would perceive the university as an online, pure online, with no activities at all. This was were internal issues. One external issue, in fact, was how people and parents and families perceived ELU. Of course, we received a good push by COVID at that time, and people were more tolerant for e-learning and online learning and so on. But we needed to increase the awareness that this is a blended learning model. Your son or you will go to a university for part of your time. So we provide the university life, and we provide flexibility at that time. Finally, with all these challenges, there was a recently appointed board of trustees, in fact, in 2018, with an ambitious plan for the growth of EELU, and to reach 10,000 students instead of the 2,000 students that were enrolled at EELU at that time. So in a nutshell, we had to reestablish all the technological infrastructure in EELU and grow at the same time without disrupting the ongoing education process.
Yeah, so thanks for highlighting the main challenges. And as I always said, technology nowadays is the best enabled to connect those challenges and connect them into become an opportunities for the university. So let's go to that journey, that digital transformation journey that you embrace it. So to tackle these challenges, the Egyptian e-learning university embarked on a transformative journey, as you were mentioning, particularly leveraging digital tools and platforms such as Celsius, and that's one of the main reasons we are here. So could you share the key steps you took to centralize operations, improve students' engagement, and to scale the university services?
Exactly. At that time, after we saw or studied the situation of ELU, we thought that the only solution for EELU to function as planned and to grow is to rely on integrated infrastructure and of up-to-date technologies. So we developed a technology digital transformation plan for 5 years. This, of course, the last year of it, from 2020 to 2025, that cover all aspects and all functions of EELU. We use the Salesforce, in fact, to cover three pillars of this strategy. The first one is student enrollment. Second one is student services. And the third one is very important, that is student engagement. The journey with Salesforce now is, I think, more than 3 years. We are concluding the third phase, and it was not an easy task, in fact, to reach where we are today. And I think it will be difficult to describe everything that we did and the capabilities of Salesforce within our meeting today, but I will do my best. We went three main phases, if you want to go one by one, if you want.
Yeah, sure. So I was going to ask you about specifically about registration and enrollment. So how did implementing online systems improve the student experience on that specific part of the journey, on the registration and the enrollment?
Sure, and I will try to be brief. Of course, Salesforce is well known as being a leading CRM platform, number one in the world. So at that time, it was not well known for many of us of its powerful higher education platform. So we started with the marketing management phase or student recruitment phase. We adopted an omni-channel marketing communication model, where Salesforce was the cornerstone of this model. Bear in mind that we have different locations. At that time, maybe 13 or 12 locations. These locations have different campaigns, different marketing campaigns. And in Egypt, we have a different view than Western countries. In fact, we have a season, we can call it a season, for high school graduates to join universities. It's around 6 weeks or so. So the competition will be very high, very intense within these 6 weeks. Anyway, our model, we deploy different marketing channels, many different channels. Part of it is online, websites, social media, email, SMS. And the other one was the regular traditional channels, street billboards, newspaper ads, radio, TV ads, and so on. As a result, you have flow from all these channels. So you have what they call marketing leads or potential students coming from different channels. From the website, they fill in a form or they send an email or we can receive a call. How can you deal with this volume of data? This is very difficult. So we had the Salesforce as the heart of our process to join this data, to make use of it, and to help us make what they call actionable insights, reach actionable insights through the data. Then we move to the other stage, which is dealing with these different groups of students through the management system of Salesforce. It improved the efficiency of our system very much, because if I remember, I have the number here, we increased the enrollment by 40% in the first year with this solution.
Yeah, this is an amazing figure. So this is working on an omni-channel ecosystem and having to work with many, many different data. This is one of the main challenges that many universities are finding today, and one of the main challenges that Salesforce is helping to connect into an opportunity. So let's move to the student engagement part. So you mentioned student engagement, it's a key important point. So how have virtual academic advice in an IT support help maintain meaningful connections with the students?
Okay, the student engagement was a very critical issue for us. Again, this is due to the nature of EELU. In a physical or traditional university, students will meet or at least see the administration near him. We are on the same campus, regardless of the size of the university. But here we are geographically dispersed. So we have students in Alexandria and Aswan and so on. So we needed some means to how to interconnect all these students all together. We went through 2 phases with Salesforce. The first one, to stay in touch with our students. Of course, Salesforce is very powerful as a CRM tool. Now imagine imagine that you are a student in Aswan and wants your graduation certificate or transcript. You have to apply in the center, and the center will send us an email, and then the students will do it several times, and we will send the certificate again to the center, and so on. It's a long process, very lengthy process. Through Salesforce, all these we call the student services were centralized through Salesforce. So now student does not have to have any interaction with the employee at the centers or at the university. Everything is electronic. So deploying Salesforce CRM was very critical for us, given the growth of ELU. Uh, Again, we started now it became history. We started in 2020 with 2,000 students. This year we have 11,000.
Yeah.
We could not have reached this number of students without a reliable platform. The third phase, which is still ongoing, in fact, and again very critical, is the student advising. This system, our systems or our model of learning is new to students. So you have to advise them both academically, technically, and even career-wise. We are using the platform of Salesforce for this student advising. We started a few months ago, of course, in this third phase, and I think we are seeing a great success as well in this phase.
Yep. You mentioned one topic about like how using technology may help many of the different things, but that helps definitely to scale operations. So we all know that universities, generally speaking, are not the most efficiency institutions on the world. So scaling operations is a key point. So how does Egyptian e-learning university balance centralized management with operations across 13 education centers in 12 different governorates?
Yes, okay. Our basic idea was to minimize work performed in these centers, either administrative, technical, interface with the students administratively, I mean, not academically. So we will not be able to do it without a centralized or seamless integration between these centers and the main campus in Cairo. This centralized solution, in fact, increased the effectiveness and the efficiency. Now we are able to serve not a high number of students, in fact, their requests, their complaints, their suggestions through the systems. In the meanwhile, we minimize totally any potential friction between employee and students when they asking for anything. And this is a very important issue. Even it was in the government the same. And then now top management is being able to monitor everything. Okay, because I can see it. I can see the escalated cases. We can deal with the common area of pain for students. We can see where do they complain. Are they satisfied with something or not? So now we have a control, and this is very important for areas that are not located out of your reach. In fact, physically. So this added very important issues, tools for top decision making in ELU.
Yeah, so let me point to one of the key things that many universities are doing and students are complaining about. It's about communication. So I want to touch the point of personalized communication. So you mentioned that you were running 26 recruitment campaigns simultaneously, which is remarkable. So how do you ensure tailored outreach to different regions?
During from enrollment to graduation, right?
Yes.
Yeah, from enrollment, now we have, let's say that we have two programs in each government or in each center. So we are managing, in fact, 26 campaigns, marketing campaigns, for example. Okay, and each of these centers have a capacity we cannot exceed. We can accept 100 students here, 200 students here, and so on. So we are not managing one campaign per se. We are managing 26 with different and varying information from day to day. And we have to send different messages to these areas. The message we send to Aswan is different than one we send to Alexandria, to Kenya, and so on, given the population density, the culture, the need, and so on. So we could not have do it without this solution. There is a person. So these messages are personalized because we can send now to one-to-one student, this number one, or to a group of students who share the same need. So this is from enrollment. Now, when you move to services, your complaint is you can follow your complaint. one of the major complaints that when I say something to ELU as a student, I'm not sure that you listen, guys. Okay, I'm not sure that you follow my complaint. I'm not sure that you are reaching a solution for me. And even Julio, if you think of it, without an electronic solution, how can we monitor or be sure that the student complaint will receive an action or so on? But now student can follow his complaint. He's seeing that this complaint is being solved in a very short time. And if not, it's escalated to top management. It's escalated even to me at some phase if it's not solution. So here students become has a feeling that he's a part of EELU and the EELU is listening to him. And this is appear very fine of in the surveys we do. We do a surveys through our call center, and students are feeling more and more that EELU is listening to them.
Yeah. Yeah, so definitely technology is a key point on that journey to build personalized communications, to automatize communications, and then to be able to scale and also to measure the impact. So I want to move to that point of measuring because I think we always need to prove the value, the business value of bringing technology, the return on the investment, and then that how you connect that to KPIs. So talking about results and impact. So the transformation that Egyptian e-learning university has been incredible, and you mentioned that you started serving 2,000 students in 2020 to more than 11,000 students across 13 different centers today. So my question is, what key outcomes have you achieved, and how has this transformation impacted the three main key stakeholders: students, faculty, and let me say operations?
Okay. In our case, in fact, measuring success is a relatively easy task because due to the radical change we witnessed through the years, and the Salesforce implementation was not an easy task. That's number one. The platform is very, let's say, complicated and powerful, and you need to do effort to invest. But the payback or the results are rewarding. Let me give you some numbers I have here. In student recruitment, we moved from 3,000 leads on the first year, 3,700, and this year to 20,000 leads students we are managing. So we are multiplied by 700, right? For student services, which is a very critical point for us, we were in the first year, we served 12,000 cases. In the following year, 2023, it was 22,000 cases. In 2024, we served 40,000 cases. Okay, each case on Salesforce. So when we carry surveys through our call center, we, as I told you, students and the result shows that increasing satisfaction with our electronic system. So it's very easy to imagine how would you be able to serve 40,000 cases, either complaint, suggestion, or request without this system. It would be it would be impossible in our case.
Yeah, so this is amazing results. So I always said to implement a successful Salesforce project, it needs to be involved the academia, the business side, and the IT. So this is the secret, I think, the secret sauce from any successful Salesforce project. And I think that this is the secret sauce you have implemented as well to be so successful. So let me look ahead. So we have seen everything you have done. We have seen the impact of what you have done on that digital transformation journey. Now I want to understand. So looking ahead, what's next for Egyptian e-learning university, and so more focus on how do you envision the future of blended learning and digital transformation in higher education, especially in such an emerging markets like, for example, Egypt.
Okay. I believe we did many achievements through the past 3 or 4 years, but still we have EELU has a potential, a very strong potential to significantly influence the future of higher education in Egypt and in the region by demonstrating the effectiveness and efficiency of e-learning, by changing the perceived image of e-learning in Egypt. And this is very apparent by the increasing number of students from year to the other. And looking ahead, in fact, we have three strategic goals that we are planning to do. The first one is fostering collaboration with internationally, with academic institutions and with private sector institutions or companies. And second one is expanding more access to Egyptian, either in Egypt or in the region, because we have many Egyptians who are working abroad, and the second generation need to be linked with their homeland through some kind of education. The third one is innovating education. We want to move from users of technology, of education technology, to experts or disseminators of this technology in Egypt and in the region.
Yep, that's great. Like it, collaboration, expanding access, and innovating on education. Yeah, so that's it. So we are getting the end of the podcast. So I would like to ask for you like a key expert executive and also key expert university that have lead that connection through technology. So what advice would you give to other institutions aiming to create a connected university in a digital first world?
Okay. In fact, based on my background, period experience and my experience at EELU, the first driver will be you have to impose the culture of continuous innovation, innovation and continuous improvement. I'm not ever satisfied with anything we reach, and this is annoys my colleagues here. But I always seek for the better. So this is very important. And you have to anyone has to understand that technology is an enabler. It's at the heart of our work, of course, but it's an enabler, not an objective. So it's not just a deployment, it's the deployment to do your job. The second issue is student-centered digital infrastructure. Without a very strong digital infrastructure, you will not be able to reach what you are dreaming of. You will not be able to do what students and faculty and society wants, especially in these times. The younger generation is different from us, is very different from us. They have different expectations. They see the world in all countries, and they want more than we wanted when we're at their age. Finally, data-driven decision making. This term is relatively new for us, but now it's very critical, because we use analytics. In fact, we can analyze these cases, for example, and know where are the pain areas, the common areas to resolve. We can prioritize our initiatives. The same we do in courses. In fact, we use that analytics to know the best courses, the weak points for students to improve, the best exams, and so on.
Yeah, so I totally agree. Central, like having an innovative and entrepreneurial mindset. This is key. Moving from being, generally speaking, program centric to student centric, and then finally moving, thanks to data driven, to more like from a subjective management style to more an objective management style. So thank you very much for those final insights. So Dr. Abdesalam, your insights on building a connected university are incredibly inspiring, from overcoming technology and operational challenges to scaling the Egyptian e-learning university reach and impact. So your leadership has truly set a global example. So thank you for sharing your journeys and valuable insights with us today. I don't know if you want to share any final remark, reflection, advice, a quick one, or something that you haven't shared or I haven't asked.
In fact, after this journey, 4 years journey, first I need to sincerely appreciate this opportunity that you gave us, Julio, and you're working with us through the years. Second, I sincere gratitude, in fact, to my colleagues at EELU. This is not one-man show. This is an effort of 400 personnel, in fact, to reach where we are today. And thank them for enhancing the experience for the students in EELU. Finally, special thanks to our partners at Salesforce. They worked with us even in the phases that were difficult or new to us here, especially the second two phases, and they are still working with us on our digital transformation journey. I hope we will be more better and better with the time. Thank you again, Holly, for this opportunity.
So thank you, Dr. Abdesalam. So, and thanks to the Egyptian e-learning university for trusting on Celsius. And to our audience, thank you for joining another episode of the Education Leadership Real Talks. If you like to learn more about similar universities as the one we have seen today with the Egyptian e-learning university, inspiring journeys, stay tuned for more insights for global education leaders. And don't forget to share this episode with your network if you like it. And I see you next time. Thank you very much.